Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to create a 3D sectional render using Lumion and Photoshop in combination. I'm using ArchiCAD. You can use whatever program you like for the initial building. So let's get started. We have our initial building here that we want to create into a section. So we want to split this down the middle here. This works for houses or commercial buildings, whatever you like, but the way I'm going to do it, I'm going to choose this staircase here and just go straight through the middle. And after you've worked out where you want to cut through and which face you're looking at, you need to go through, and if you have stuff like me where there's walls sitting right where the section is cutting, you're going to want to just go ahead and delete this and make sure you save a new file so you don't overwrite your old one. And any funny objects that you have lying around, like this bar pipe here that we need to get rid of before we do a render. I would also recommend changing all the floors to white. I like to have everything white. I don't know what style you guys want to go for, but as you can see in the example that I show, I've made all the floors and walls white, so the insides are white, and I can edit on Photoshop the way that I want to. So moving into Lumion, you can see we have our existing building here that we want to edit. I am using ArchiCAD to do a live sync. However, there's multiple ways we can do this. The way that I would do it, I would just start my live sync with the marquee selected, so it just selects this bit and it just puts this section of the building into Lumion. However, if you don't have this option, maybe you're using another software, I'll show you another way we can do it. So we've got our full model here in Lumion. You want to pop into the photo section. You want to pop into a new photo, and you want to slide over to about the middle of the building where you think you want to cut through, which side you want to look at. After that, you want to go to Effects, Camera, and Orthographic View. After that, you want to enable Orthographic View, and this will put your camera view into like a 2D sectional view of which face you're looking at. And you just want to turn the near clip up to wherever you want to cut through. So this, for me, is going to be where the staircase is, just about there. So you can see the platform with the stairs and everything. All my objects are still there because this is another file that I'm working on, but as you can see in my example, I've gone ahead and deleted all the objects and turned everything to white in my building. You want to zoom out to wherever you want your section, how big you want it, you know, what information you want to add. That's all up to you and your project. So once you have your building cut into the section that you'd like, whether it be with the clip plane on the camera or a cutout, and you've synced it, what you want to do is you want to get the angle that you want. If you're using the clip plane, I haven't played around with it too much. I'm not sure what angles you can get, but I know when you sync it, you can kind of move around so it's like a 3D sectional view. With this, after you've got rid of all the objects, you want to go into the camera. And after you've got the angle, you want to just store a photo of what you want there. I like to do this 2 or 3 times, so we can add effects to each version of the photos as we wish. First effect that I want to add is the styrofoam effect. This will give the building a more of a white lightish look. You can adjust the settings as you wish, but I like to make it a little bit dark, and I like to make the color a bit blue, so it gives it that little blue tint when you render it. The next one that you want to do is just a normal realistic custom effect. With this we can adjust the skies to what we like best, what works best for your project. Each one will be different, and you can also change the heading, which way the sun wants to go. I think at the moment that is looking pretty good. So after you've got your 3 photos, after you've gone through each effects and edited each different style to your wish, the main thing is you want to have one realistic looking one, you want to have one white styrofoam effect, and I like to have another one just default, just so I can mix and match a bit in Photoshop and play around with the colors. And as you can see, this is the final product. This is what we've got for our first realistic looking render. Obviously I worked on a different file, and I've obviously put a bit more time into the detailing, the effects, and I deleted all the objects like I said. So you have that nice white look throughout the building, but not too much stuff going on, so you can see the systems involved. The next one we have the white styrofoam with the grey sky. This is just for Photoshop editing, so you can create the buildings to a white scale rather than having it all coloured. And then we have that default one with the realistic shadows. And that is the 3 renders I'm going to be working with. Now we can move on to Photoshop. So moving into Photoshop, you want to just have a blank page and you want to go to File, Place, and you want to find your 3 images that you just rendered from Lumion. And you want to just place all 3 images in the same place, so don't touch anything when you place them. This is important because you want to be creating a layer effect where you can edit the part of the building but leave the background of the sections of what you're after. So what you want to do next is you want to grab this little tool up here, the wand tool, and you want to grab the corner of the building and you want to go through and you just select it all the way through to the end, all the way around the building. And after you've done that, you can do a layer via copy, so make sure you have the right layer selected over here, whichever one you want to do a layer via copy of, and you want to just click that, and that will create a layer that you can edit separately. The next thing you want to do, just like the building, you want to go grab all of the building outlines like so, and you want to just trace around all of this. So you're pretty much selecting everything but this sky in the background. So we can add like a white sky, you know, tone it down a bit because that blue sky is a bit too strong. And you can make the image really match each other with this. And once you've done that, you should have 2 separate layers, one of the building and one of the sky. So as you can see now, we have our building here with the white scale to the back and our main building to the front. Basically what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've layered our realistic building and put the white scale to the behind of it. You can make this a little bit wider, you know, you can play around the colours as you wish. I kind of like how this looks now, so I'm going to keep this. At the moment we have a few more things to add. We need to add a sky and we need to add a black outline around the building. Another thing I want to add, if you're using a student version of Lumion, you want to go ahead and get rid of this. I just use a blending tool to do that, which just creates a white gradient through here. It's not too hard to do if you're using a white background. You just go ahead and grab the marquee. I'm going to select all this, and I just use the gradient tool here to do that, just with the white colors that I used. The image is looking clean. We just have a few more things to do. You want to go ahead and grab the magic wand tool. Sorry, I was calling it the magic wand tool. It's called the polygonal lasso tool. And you want to go ahead and grab all the parts where the building is cut. So all the slabs, all the walls. And you want to just grab the edges of each one. I like to use black, but before you do it, you want to go ahead and select a new layer, and then just click down, and you should have a dark black there, and you can adjust the opacity as wish, and you can go ahead and change the color overlay of this. If you prefer white, then you can go ahead and choose white and adjust the opacity. It works all different ways. Once you've gone ahead and done that, it should look something like this. I've gone ahead and filled in all the little walls and all the little details of the black. So as you can see, the cut section of what I want here is looking real nice. It's looking thick. You can clearly see where the building is being cut, which is what we're aiming to do. The next step to do is the ground line. At the moment it's just white. All of this is just blank. You want this to be known as the ground. You don't want this to be part of the building. So you want to go ahead and select here, here, there, there, just all around the building and roughly to where the road meets. And by doing this, new layer, always new layer when you're doing colors like this, we can just add the fill, and this creates a thicker, we can square this off actually, make it look a bit cleaner. There we go. This adds a thicker look to the building. Like I said, if you used white for cutting through the section, you might be able to use white down the bottom here. It just depends what look you're going after. But I like the black contrasting onto the white here. It looks nice. The final step of the actual image, you want to go and grab whatever background you want to do for the clouds. If you just like a plain color, that's fine. For me personally, I use clouds, but if you're using plain colors, basically what you can do, you can just create a new layer. And the same works for any images that you add. You can just click the fill button and drag this layer all the way behind everything. This will add the white behind all the buildings and your proposed building because you did a layer via copy. So yeah, that sky background I've just added in the image. I've gone ahead and I've selected the outline of what we want up here. So as you can see, we have our building outline here, and I've gone and selected the inverse of it and pretty much just added a mask of the sky to the back, and make sure that that layer is behind your layer of the building. And voila, as you can see, we have our sky background behind our buildings with our black thick ground line down the bottom. When we have our image here, after we've done all the effects that we want to do, we can go ahead and start playing around with it now. I've added in a little bit of a cut plane through here. So as you can see, I've just used this marquee tool and just deleted the edges. Creates a nice little cut in the corner of my page there. Pretty much this is up to you with how you want to make it look. I'll show you the way I've done it. Basically what text and what information is entirely based off your design and what you are trying to convey with your image. But basically, I've gone through and I've selected the staircase very roughly, and I've gone down and selected a nice orange color. The one that I've used throughout my presentation. Use something that's consistent. You want to kind of reduce the opacity so it's not too strong, and our main one there. So as you can see, it kind of creates that effect where it boldens the middle section, and that's clearly the main feature of our building there. The next thing you can do is add a title in. This is entirely up to what you want it to look like. I'm going to do 3D sectional view. I'm just going to put that down the bottom here with a nice font. That creates that. We can also create notes. We can go here, polygon lasso tool, little notes with lines and lassos which depict what we're trying to show in our design. So if I want to show this slab as thermal mass, we can do so. And maybe to give it a bit of an edge, we can go back to our theme color, which is orange, and we can create maybe a heading on the top there and down the bottom. That gives us our little title. I don't have a set brief of what I need or what information, but basically go through your checklist and check what you want to add and make it look nice with little call outs, shapes, angles, whatever you want to do. The last little touch up that I want to do, get yourself a Photoshop graphics pack or something of the like, something with cool shapes, hexagons and stuff. I've just downloaded one from a mate of mine, and basically you can add these cool shapes, reduce the opacity, and you can add it kind of behind your building. But my theme, going for that futuristic kind of look with sharp edges and shapes, you want to just reduce the opacity down, and I've also got the hexagons over here. This is the final outcome, very brief, very basic, but this is what I've come up with for my presentation and what we have required to present to our clients. Obviously there might be little info, there might be more info, who knows, but as long as you're presenting it nice and you're explaining what you're conveying. If you enjoyed this tutorial, feel free to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. It would really help out the channel, and stay tuned for more tutorials. Thank you.